Well, hi everybody. How we doing tonight? Oh, gee. Anyway, I'm glad to see y'all. I've had a lot of fun this week doing readings for some most wonderful people, and I guess since I never know where I'm going, and that's where I went first. I'll say if anybody wants a personal reading, you can get a hold of me at Lynn Tarot Readings, Lynn Tarot Readings at gmail.com. And I'm going to put it on my description page too. I don't know even how to find other people's description pages, but everybody said to put it on there, so I've been putting it on there. So, good evening. I was gonna do this before I ever went to town to the bank 5 hours ago, and here I am, just now getting into it like always. It's like the later at night that it gets, the more energy I get or something. I don't know what's going on with me. There's so much stuff going on. I kind of didn't want to read till after Biden's speech tomorrow night, and I thought, no, just leave him out of the loop. Don't throw any slings and arrows. Let's see what he has to say. If they don't get rid of the filibuster and do it quickly, I don't know, I wasn't going to say anything. I think they just need to get away from Washington, get out of the bubble, and to see what's really going on. And I think they would be running towards getting stuff done. And I'm going to leave it at that. Instead of just kind of dragging their feet and everybody pretending that Joe Manchin's president. So anyway, I'll leave it there. I did. I got people asking me stuff, and I said to ask questions, and I tried to answer them for you. So we'll go with the simple one to start with, and this is Deborah Moore, and she asked me, "Will Al Franken run again for the House or Senate?" I loved Al Franken. I watched his show for years before he ever ran for office. Even I've always loved him and his politics and his for being from Minnesota. He just didn't even. I knew my first husband was from Wisconsin. I knew a lot of people from that area. We used to go back there in the summers, and he was very, very tuned into how I seen things for somebody from Minnesota. I'll just say that. Not all the way. Sometimes I listen to his talk show now, and he does see things quite a bit different than I do, but not a whole lot. He's good. So anyway, will Al Franken run for office again? And I want to say something too. Talk about people that got knocked down, shot down, whatever you want to call it. That girl that went on tour with him, that put that photograph out and got all the shit stirring on him to start with, that was one of Meghan McCain's best friends. So I'll just leave that there. That was like her words saying something against him. And the picture, he wasn't touching her. He was joking around. That was way back when you could joke around. And that was way back before he was a senator. And as far as some women say, when they were taking pictures with him, he was patting them. I've never stood close enough to take a picture with anybody I haven't patted them. Patted him, hugged him, or something, because that's my personality. So I'm going to leave it at that. But anyway, let's see. Is he going to run? I hope if he does, he gets in there too. Is he going to run for office again? And the old Nancy Pelosi Democrats or whatever, that money would probably never get put behind him. They don't know how to back a winner anyway. They just put all their monies in on who's going to lose the races. Anyway, let's see if Al Franken's going to run again, and I'm going to quit complaining. God. Yeah, I'm going to quit complaining. I'm going to be nice. Al Franken, will he run for office again? And I might cut all that talk out of there. That's why I just repeated it again. So, I know I listened to his podcast. It sounds like he's doing pretty good, but let's do a regular deal. Well, he's proven, gone to higher ground. He's almost afraid to speak to a woman unless he's got a camera running and also with the audio on. He's so worried about being put in a compromising situation. So maybe he is going to run again if he's that worried about it. A lot of people love him. Look at this. This is the yes card. This is the influence over what I was asking. This is the yes card. So it looks like he will run again. Surprise me. And there's going to be some money funneled in for him to run again. It'd be interesting to see where it comes from. This is the influence over this whole reading. This was all the bullshit and innuendos put out before that they didn't even get him the chance to defend. It's going to give a lot of people some ammunition to throw at him, but it's just bullshit. This isn't no heavy ammunition. You just need to make sure you don't let it push him out of there if he starts to run again. Well, this looks like money being slowed down after he gets started. Looks like a lot of money coming in at first to back him. And then after all the bullshit that people throwing stuff around because maybe they didn't have anything to talk about on the news that day, it looks like it might get slowed down. But it's steady. It's still going to be steady coming in. So it shows we got a 6 of Swords here for him. So it's like him saying, no, I'm not going to run again. I left there. I'm not going to run again because it is in the 7th house, so it's in his house. And it just broke my heart because I loved it so much, and he'd already wrote his book. He knew more than anybody else in the Senate because he knew the material. He knew what was going through there, and it literally broke his heart. But you know what? It looks like somebody in authority might try to talk him into running again. Maybe it's going to be a lot of times this used to be Nancy Pelosi, but I'm just wondering if this might be AOC. Somebody with some authority and some pull, and she's getting some pull in Congress now. They're finally laying off of her a little bit since she is getting to go to the meetings. They're not ditching her. Okay, so somebody with some authority. His fear is that he would be cut off by somebody with some authority. Got the Page of Wands here. You know what? When this, like I said, this was asked by somebody, Deborah Moore. And I thought, you know what, I can't see him running again. But you know what, it wouldn't surprise me if he runs again. It wouldn't surprise me at all. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if he ended up coming in, if he runs again. There's a lot of people wanting him to run again. And who knows? I would love to see things in a good enough position where he could actually win in 2 years, or I don't know how long he'd have to wait for whatever position he'd be running for, but it looks like if he does run, he's going to win. So that's pretty interesting that he's just way up on his pedestal now, afraid to breathe almost because he don't want to get in trouble for something stupid. Yes, he does want to run, and yes, he could get the money behind him. There will still be a lot of bullshit and innuendos going around, but nothing as serious as people like to think, but they'll try to get it going. He will have steady money coming in. He's really worried about this right now because he didn't want to leave before, and it just broke his heart. So he's worried about that. But it looks like somebody with some authority or somebody with some clout, somebody up in there, is going to say, okay, you can run, like if it's Nancy, like almost like giving him permission. God, I wish they'd get those old women out of there that don't have any, the Feinsteins and Pelosi's, get them out of there and put some people in there. It's going to fight for the Democrats. But anyway, it looks like, yeah. And the announcement's going to be made. The publicity and the money and the help's coming in, and he could win. So that's the first time I've drawn cards on him since he left there. And when I seen that, I kind of laughed, and I thought, well, I'd like to see him do that, but I don't think so. But from these cards, it wouldn't surprise me a bit if he ran again. Would not surprise me a bit. And of course, I didn't want to see him leave to start with, so we'll have to see how forgiving the rest of the bottom feeders are. I've seen a lot of pervs in my day, and they usually make my ears get hot behind them, and I could tell you I doubt very much if he is. I think he's probably a nice guy and has been most of his life. And they're far and few between, believe me. I've dealt with a lot of those guys in my life. They're few and far between. So, what's the next question on here? Is the FBI is going to investigate the police in Kentucky. I don't know if it'd be the FBI. Was it the AG? Somebody's investigating them. Let's see if they're going to find anything. Let's look and see if Kentucky. Let's see what's going on there. Kentucky. What are they going to find when they go to Kentucky? And start looking into this Breonna Taylor and some of the other bullshit that's gone on there for so many years. I'm so glad they're going to Kentucky. I couldn't think of a better place for them to go investigate. No telling what they might find. So what are they going to find in Kentucky? That's what we can ask. What are they going to find in Kentucky when they go to look at the way the police have been reacting? When they do this investigation of the police department, what are they going to find? Oh, I want to thank you guys all for watching. If I haven't thanked you yet, please know that I have an attitude of gratitude for you. Kentucky. Well, they're definitely looking into it. Have they burnt and hid everything? It looks like that guy's sitting there just waiting. Maybe they're waiting to get their marching orders to go look into it. There's money put into this investigation, and they're going to probably find out there's been a lot of money put into the police department. Let's see. When they go to check this out before they leave, there's going to be some officials that's going to be left out of there. If they don't, I don't know for sure if they're just quitting, leaving, or if they have to leave because of something, but there's people leaving when they go to investigate this. They're sending their best people. It's the influence over this is the star. Justice. Look at this. Yeah, it looks like somebody's going to be lucky if they're not in jail. It looks like somebody's going to jail over this, and this is the near future. So I figured they'd go investigate, and then we'd have to wait 3 or 4 years to see what was happening. But it looks like we might find out that there was a bunch of bullshit going on right away. I wonder if it's going to be leaked or what. A lot of strength going in there on this investigation. A lot of, not physical strength, mental acuity. Knowing their job, knowing what they're doing, and feeling strong in their job. And the environment around this is they're not going to help them. They're not going to help them at all. They're going to fight back with everything they got and hide everything they can and burn everything they can. So that's what's going on there. They're scared to death that they're going to find out. There's a lot of bad stuff that's happened there. They're really afraid of what's going to be found out when they go in there for this investigation. Not the people doing it, the people that they're going to do it on. They're already worrying about it. But you know what? Looky here, judgment's coming. So yeah, it looks like they're going to go in there, and within a couple of months, because of all the money put behind it, that there's already going to be some people leaving office, going away. All the rats are going to be deserting the ship. They're sending them some star people to check this out, who's got brains and temperance. Some people are going to end up in jail because of the strength and know-how of the people that go in there. They're going to do everything they can to fight against this and destroy anything that might help them. And they're already worried about it, but look here, justice is coming through. So this looks like this could really turn out good for the people that want justice. So I love these cards. These are good cards, people. Good cards, good cards, good cards. So that's really good. I know there's one person that's always putting out love and prayers on the channel. His name is Steve, probably Guta. I'm not for sure how to pronounce the last name, but it sounds like he's been sick. His friend's been sick. Sounds like he's had a lot of sickness, so everybody ought to say a little prayer for him and his friend and anybody else he's asked for, and just send love and energy and prayers toward him. He's been so loyal. He's always there every time I put a video out. So So you don't always have to believe like everybody else does to send love and healing and prayers to people. And I know Linda did a whole prayer session today on this COVID stuff, and I think it was in India. And before I even seen that, I thought I would see if I could ask people to pray that just any of the countries like ours, the larger countries that has more money and supplies and all of that kind of stuff, I hope we send it all over the world. We have to be our brother's keeper. We just have to be. So let's pray for everybody to help out where this vaccine can get all over the world. I know about 3 or 4 nights ago when I first heard about that, I didn't even sleep. So, and there is energy. When love's put together and sent toward healing, there is energy, even if it's healing of the mind and soul. So anyway, let's see what else was on here. I wanted to know if Puerto Rico will become a state, and I guess I didn't write their name down. Okay, will Puerto Rico become a state? Let's see what we get. And then somebody asked, I didn't see it right then when I was looking, is will the sealed indictments from the Mueller report be brought forward or brought out or sent out or whatever? I didn't realize there was sealed indictments, but you know, I think I do remember them talking about it now. I think they did a lot of talking about it. I think most of those got sent to New York and some other state to make sure that they couldn't be that he couldn't whatever be so it wouldn't be a federal crime when it came out. But here I'm thinking 2 different directions. I got to think in just one. Will Puerto Rico become a state? I'm just going to do 4 across the top for this. Will Puerto Rico become a state? Well, it'd help pull them up out of poverty. That's one thing that's keeping them in there. They're not getting any benefits. I think they should. In the present, there's a lot of people that would really fight to keep them from doing it, and that goes back to the Republicans. The challenge is it should have been done a long time ago. Just like D.C. should have been made a state a long time ago. So, anyway, there it's hung up right now. That's the challenge. Everything else going on. And then we got the Empress card, which could mean 1 or 2 things. A lot of times this is when it comes to politics. This is the Russia card. I don't know what that would have to do with Puerto Rico, so I'm thinking maybe it's lush, it's green, it's beautiful when it's beautiful, and I'm thinking maybe it might start looking like a good idea to make it a state eventually, but not right now. It's not right now. It's not going to be anything we're going to see right away. I'd love to see the one that that they've already passed through the House. I'd like to see that become a state, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right now, the Republicans aren't going to do it unless they get rid of that filibuster. They're not going to do nothing. Not nothing, and maybe not nothing if they do. I don't know why they didn't primary mansion and get him the hell out of there before even the last election. It's like the Democrats don't think ahead and the Republicans think so far ahead. They got all this bullshit going on over the recounting these votes and all this other kind of shit, which is stuff that shouldn't even have been allowed to go through. The judges should have stopped it, but they have been planning it and checked on every angle of this and probably had it all ready to go before Trump even left the White House. This isn't anything new. It's all bullshit, but it's not anything new. It's just the same old bullshit. So, somebody wanted me to read on Stephen Miller. I don't know if I have time to in this reading. I might come back and do a couple more in just a minute. Just turn this on, then turn it back on. But somebody wanted me to read on one was where the 20,000 missing doses went. We all know that went to people that paid Trump for it. There's no reason to read on it. We still won't know who it is. Whoever had the most money to put it in Trump's pocket. Well, here we got one that's interesting. Will Jared be brought in, investigated, and in trouble over Khashoggi's murder? Will Jared come out when everything's said and done? Is he going to be involved in Khashoggi's murder? I know he didn't go in and do it, and he didn't give the word to do it, but I've always felt like he knew it was coming. He knew ahead of time that that plan was made when he went to visit. It's a signifier. That's not good. It is dark, 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 and depressed. Trying to keep all this a secret. Going over and over in his head recently, trying to figure out how he's going to cover this up and keep it from getting out. But he knows there's they've got the evidence. Whether it's a film or what, it's something that they've got on him that he knows that they've got the proof that he's in. I feel like he's in on this. What he's been doing recently is just trying to be quiet and stay out of the picture. Be quiet and stay out of the picture, trying to go to higher ground. And he's wondering if he left enough money for him to get to do what he needs to do without having to go bring out money that's in foreign banks and stuff that's way covered up right now unless somebody really starts investigating. Because he buried a lot of money he made on that deal. And Russia was in on it too. Here we go. I don't know what Putin had to do with it, but he was in on it too. Boy, is it going to change his whole life, and change it in a hurry. Look at this. His whole world's going to come tumbling down. And that's in the near future. This is in the 7th house. I'd say they definitely got something on him. Something really, really bad. Look at this. The Wheel of Fortune, the Judgment. he's trying to keep this covered up. The people around him are trying to keep it covered up. They're going over everything, back through everything, trying to figure out what people's got on him that could really keep him from getting out of that. He's scared to death this is going to come out in the open. That the light of day is going to be shined on this stuff. And it's going to have to do with them giving him money through those banks over there, or just giving it outright, whatever, giving him money to bail himself out on that 666 property, and the property that there was no way he was going to get out of till he got into the position he was in. So yeah, he's really evil, and he knows it. And he knows there's a record of it, and he's just trying to be quiet and go to higher ground. Wondering if he kept enough money out that he can actually get his hands on without getting caught with his hands somewhere they shouldn't be again while this is going on to fight it. Russia's behind this also. We got the Wheel of Fortune, and so his life is getting ready to change, and change quickly, because judgment's coming through. And a lot of work's been done around this judgment. A lot of work. They got a lot of proof. They got the stuff already. And it's going to come into light. Probably not everything he did, but he's definitely going to get caught up in this. And he'll probably just get put away for money crimes instead of for murder or being in on this or whatever. But he's in trouble. He's in trouble. How about that? So I guess I better call this quits. I don't want to bore everybody. Well, let's see. I think there was a real short one there I could read on, because I don't think I'm going to do another one. This is it for today, and then I'm going to come back, not tomorrow night, but I'm going to come back the night after Biden talks. There I have time to see what he says, try to digest it, do a little prayer on it. See if he's really got any intention of really changing a lot, or if he's just going to go around patting himself on the back like he's saying he's FDR when he doesn't really even know how to get the ball rolling. And please don't write and pick on me for this. I promise you, if he gets the ball rolling, and if he gets rid of that filibuster and gets some of this stuff through, I'll kiss his ass for the rest of his presidency. If he ends up saving our democracy. But if it's ever going to be done, it's got to be done in the next 2 years, and you just can't drag your feet even for a minute. They need to set a plan and stick to it. Be tough and push, and not worry about who they're stepping on, and quit talking about this frickin' partnership and frickin' partisanship that they're not going to get. I heard that people on MSNBC this morning. I turned on Joe and Mika for about 5 minutes, and them talking about bipartisanship, and I thought, are these people fucking nuts? What in the hell's going on? What world are they living in? They're living in that Beltway bubble's what they're doing. So somebody wanted me to read about these indictments. It's supposed to have been in the Mueller report. They wanted to know, will the sealed indictments from the Mueller report be unsealed and arrests made? And that's Gail Swift. Let's see. We got time for that. Mueller report. There were sealed indictments. Will they be unsealed and arrests made? That's all she's asking. Will they be unsealed and arrests made from the Mueller report? Let's see what from the Mueller report. Will they be unsealed and arrests made? Will they be unsealed and arrests made? From the Mueller report. Will they be unsealed and arrests made? Will they be unsealed and arrests made? I didn't even think they had anything left in the Mueller report. I about given up on that Republican. But we'll see. And Mueller doesn't have to be the one to do it. Good investigators could do it. They don't need him anymore. And he doesn't look like he's in much shape to do it anymore. He looks like I feel most of the time. Okay, the Mueller report, and will sealed indictments from the Mueller report be unsealed and arrests made? So let's go with it. Well, they're looking at it. They're definitely looking at it. That's a signifier. All the way up to the top, they're looking at it. Trying to figure out what to do. Even though maybe New York's got this stuff, it's still being looked at all the way to the top. All the way to the top of our government. The foundation in this is the fool. And I see this as two ways. I think the stupidest thing that they ever did was let the Bush administration go and start playing footsies with them the minute, you know. It was like Obama just wanted in the club. I'm not picking on Obama. I loved him, but still. And then you can't just keep letting everybody off, and then everybody's got a free run. They can do anything they want to do. So if they don't follow up on this, it would be really foolish. And also, this could be all new and coming out. Let's see where this leads to. Here's a yes. That's what this is in the on the present on this reading, and that's the yes card. Yes, 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 yes. And you know, this may happen quickly. This may be getting ready to come out. Look at this. Look at this. And there may be a lot of stuff in there on Trump. And Ivanka even. I mean, there's more than the rest of the family, too. It looks like we're going for the rest of the family here. Yeah, the rest of the family, too. Look at this. A lot of money. And stuff changed hands that shouldn't have been and put in the wrong places. They think they got a smoke screen over this, but it's not that smoky. The smoke is clearing. They'll just try to figure out which one they need to jump on because they're going to have a really strong case. So yeah, it looks like they're not only going to get unsealed, it looks like they've already looked deep. It goes all the way up to the top of our government. They're ready to start anew, pushing it. The answer is yes, and it's coming fastly. And we got Trump, Ivanka, the kids. I don't mean her kids, I mean her brothers. There's so many of them, they didn't even really know where to start, and strength's coming through. And on some level, the whole family knows it already. They know they're in trouble. That's why they're trying to push all this election nonsense on this recounting in Arizona and stuff, just trying to say, look over there, bear, or look over there, frog, whatever. Just look over there, see what's going on, snake. So anyway, every time I read these cards, it looks like somebody's getting in big trouble. But you know what? A couple of these tonight look like that they were going to get in trouble pretty quick. So maybe there's going to be a bunch of stuff coming out that people weren't expecting. That would be really nice. It would. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go because I know if you're still with me, you're probably sick of being here. Anyway, I love y'all, and I want to thank you for watching, and night, everybody. Namaste.